The last tenant of room 313. In 2003, a traveling nurse named Alicia rented a small studio apartment in an old hotel converted into long-term housing. She chose room 313 simply because it was cheap and close to the hospital where she worked night shifts. The manager hesitated before handing her the keys, as if debating whether to say something, but eventually just muttered, "If anything feels strange, call me." Alicia didn't think much of it. Her first night was quiet until 3:12 a.m. when a loud thud hit the wall behind her bed, followed by a dragging sound that moved slowly across the floor. Assuming it was a neighbor, she went back to sleep, not knowing that room 312, the room behind hers, had been unoccupied for over a year. The next morning, Alicia casually asked the manager about room 312. His expression stiffened. He finally explained that a former tenant named Mr. Grayson had disappeared from that room. When police broke in, they found the furniture overturned and deep claw-like scratches on the inside of the bathroom door. No one had ever found him, and the room had remained locked ever since. That night, the knocking came again. 3 slow knocks on the shared wall, the kind that seemed intentional. When Alicia pressed her ear against the wall, she heard faint breathing on the other side. Not a mechanical sound. Human breathing. Slow and strained. She checked the hallway. Room 312's door was still padlocked from the outside. Around 4 a.m., Alicia went to the bathroom. As she stood at the sink, she heard a whisper from the bathtub behind the shower curtain. "Help me. Someone locked me in." Thinking someone had broken in, she tore the curtain aside. The tub was empty. The curtain rod shook slightly as if someone had just been holding onto it. The manager, reluctantly responding to her panic, showed her security footage from the hallway. At exactly 3:12 a.m., the time she heard the knocks, the camera captured something disturbing. The door of room 312 shaking violently, as if someone inside were pounding to get out. Yet the padlock never moved. No one entered or left the room. The next day, with Alicia insisting on answers, the manager unlocked room 312. The air smelled of mold and something metallic. The furniture was still overturned, but the most disturbing part was the bathroom. The wooden door was deeply scratched from the inside, and the mirror had a single phrase written in what looked like dried blood. "Don't open the wall." Behind the bed frame, they found a loose section of drywall. When Mark, a maintenance worker, removed it, a cold draft blew out. Inside was a narrow, dark cavity, barely wide enough for a person to squeeze through. At the very back, a human handprint smeared in dirt and blood marked the wall. The cavity led directly between room 312 and 313. As the maintenance worker stuck his flashlight inside, Alicia heard something crawl. Not walk. Crawl. Fast, scraping against the wood panels. The sound moved deeper into the wall, toward her room. She ran to room 313 and found the drywall behind her bed slightly bulging outward, as if something inside was pushing through. That night, Alicia packed her bags, intending to leave at dawn. But at 3:12 a.m., she woke to the sound of someone whispering her name from inside the wall. "Alicia, don't leave me again." The drywall began cracking, pieces falling onto the floor. A pale hand pushed through, long fingers, dirty nails, skin stretched tight over bone. The hand groped blindly, searching the room. Alicia bolted out the door and down the hall as the cracking grew louder behind her. When police arrived, they found the wall in room 313 shattered from the inside. The cavity between the rooms extended all the way to the base of the building. Inside, they discovered human remains, believed to be Mr. Grayson, partially decomposed, as if someone or something had been moving them. But forensic experts insisted he had been dead for at least a year. There was no explanation for the knocks, the whispers, or the moving in the walls.
Room 313 and Room 312 were both sealed off permanently. New tenants sometimes report scratching sounds inside the walls near those rooms, usually around 3 a.m. Maintenance workers refuse to inspect them at night, and every now and then, someone swears they hear a whisper echoing through the vents. Don't open the wall.